Oh, good evening everybody. I've managed to escape again for another night, maybe about 2 or 3 hours, I don't know. But look what I've got. It arrived this week and I've got me a Garratt probe. Super bloody duper. So I'm looking forward to using that. Can't wait, getting amongst the dirt and pick out the little bits with speed. Thank bloody goodness, eh? Right, where I'm at tonight is right near Furness Abbey. Right, only a stone's throw, right? Furness Abbey is just over them trees there in a like a little valley. So these fields are above Furness Abbey and I cannot wait to get going. I've been on this in the past, this land, and had one or two things. Never had a hammered off it, but had, like, you know, Victorian sixpences and the odd other bits and bobs. Just over that, where that hedge is, just over the top of that brow of that hill is the old workhouse. I've been around that like and had not much off there neither. But this could be okay because a few years ago the farmer, where them sheep are, that area of field there, the farmer ploughed that. So I'm hoping that it might be like that other field that I was on that was ploughed like 9 years ago, and then all of a sudden loads of hammers have started appearing. So what I'll do, I'll get cracking and report to you if I find anything decent. Alright? Well, here's what we're doing. I've not had much in this field. High potential, great hopes and a lot of crap, as per normal. But this Garratt pinpoint probe is doing the biz, which I'm happy to say. But so far I've had this. I don't know what that is. Wasn't very deep. But that, which looks quite interesting, but it broke because I'm a clumsy oaf. To tell you the truth though, it's pretty rotten anyway. But this is what I want to show you, right? It's not brilliant, but just look how deep this was, right? This was lying like that in that hole there. Right, that to the bottom of that spade must be at least 16 and a half, 17 inches, that I would say, because say that's about level about there. That is almost 2 of them, so that's got to be, oh my god, that's got to be 16, at the least it's 15, Jesus. But to tell you the truth, I do not want to be digging holes like that because they knacker me out. They do knacker me out, and for that. Now that might have been something though, I must admit, because see that over there? That is the Abbey wall, and the Abbey, right, that wall, we are more or less like sort of inside the Abbey grounds. But having said that, it's legal to detect here with the farmer's permission because I'm outside of the protected area, which is more or less on that tree boundary. So I couldn't be any closer to the Abbey. If you just go over them trees and just down a little bit, you are in the Abbey, and it's huge. It's a huge Abbey, but it's crap. Why is it every time you get somewhere near, like somewhere absolutely like an ancient monument and that, it's just hard work? But the grass is pretty long. Do you know what I mean? That's not helping. It's not helping because the grass is a bit, I don't know. Well, I do know it's hard to get as low as I want to get, and I can't. But the farmer has told me he's going to plough this field. He's going to plough it. I wanted to come, right, what I've done, I've walked all the way up from over there. That's where I come in at. All the way over there. But I wanted to get on this bank in here because they would have gone to the top of that hill, right? See that behind them trees, that hilltop there, you can see from the whole of the area. It stands out a mile. It could have been actually been a beacon. They could have put a beacon on the top of there, so people would have been there, but I can't get on the top of there yet because I haven't seen that farmer. Like a plonker. I should have gone and seen him tonight really, and then said, you know, well, I'm in the field next door, so, you know, what are the chances? and then I'm not going to get into trouble for, like, if I wander off onto your land by mistake and that lot. Should have done that really, wasn't thinking, was I? But this little beastie is working a treat. It is working a treat. I found, like I said, them little bits and that, and where I would be struggling, fannying about, messing about, as per normal, no, not tonight. Dug them out, pretty el rapido, found them straight away, and brought the object. That's something I've got to work on really. I need a little trowel, I think, for these delicate little items, because I have the touch of an elephant. I really do have the touch of an, of an elephant. But what I do like about this area is there is nobody around, no one to pester you, no one to ask you stupid questions, so it's great. I love this beastie. Yeah, this is going to do me a lot of good. I'm hoping to find a hammered at least round here. I'm not, don't know, just don't think I'm going to get one. Sweating my nuts off because it's hot again. Hot, what time is it? 7:15 and boiling. Mad, it's mad, isn't it? So, don't know. I'm going to give the beach, definitely going to give the beach a go this weekend. But this what do you call him, Robert the Bruce, you know. Robert the Bruce came down here, Furness Abbey, and he camped in one of these fields. And what they did, the monks, the head monk paid him off, bribed him not to attack the abbey. That's why Dalton's got a peel castle, because he came down 3 times. He raided Robert the Bruce, but he came down 3 times, and he did, you know, he wasn't interested in killing anyone. He just wanted all, like, the livestock, the grain, and that to feed his troops, feed his army. So he didn't bother with the village, the townsfolk and that, especially anyway. They were all locked up in the peel castle. But this bloke down here, this little rotter, this bishop, he paid him off. He paid Robert the Bruce off and gave him a load of money and that lot, you know, don't kill us and all this rigmarole. So Robert the Bruce left him alone. But the abbey is absolutely huge. I'll have to show you it sometime. I'll have to have a wander around it. Not with a metal detector, of course. Oh, totally illegal. Get me balls cut right off. But I can get right close to it. I've got some more land over the other side. That again, it's right up to the archway, and I can get on it because it's not in the restricted area, if you would. But the grass, again, the grass is far too long at the moment. He's started cutting the grass though, so I'm going to have a mosey on down and have a word with the farmer of them fields. He's alright, he's alright, he's a good bloke. Anyway, I'm babbling again, aren't I? I'm not finding much. But again, I'm not bothered. I'm out in the fresh air, nobody around me, peace and quiet, right next to the abbey, finding bugger all. It's the norm. But I'm loving the Garratt probe. Brilliant. Right, catch you later, folks. Right, boys and girls, that's me done. I spent an hour. I spent 1 hour in an area of about 10 foot by 10 foot and found this crap. This is all I've found, folks. I found that bit of lead, which is sitting out the massively deep hole. I found 1 coin. Can't make head nor tail of it. It's definitely not a hammered, and it looks like copper, but well eroded. Rubbish. Bit of shrapnel. My mate in Scotland had a bit of this the other day. That's shrapnel, mate. Definitely shrapnel. Don't know what that is. Still don't know what that is. Not a clue. Could be a stylus or could be just a bit of bar. And another 3 small bits of lead. They all came out the same hole. Another bit of lead came out of a different hole. These 3 items, which would have been something nice, but I decided to break it because I'm a knob. A flattened musket ball, which is alright, I suppose, and in the same hole a mini musket ball. But what I want to show you, folks, right, see this? This is the amphitheatre. Now this used to be the fish ponds for the abbey. Right, obviously can't go in there, but wait till you see this. Right, this is why I've been looking. Right, there's the old. That's the mill. That was the old mill for the abbey. But this is the abbey, Furness Abbey. Look at the size of that beastie. And the land I was on is just behind. It's just behind them trees over there. Right, I'm going to have a walk up to it. this poxy little fence. But look at that. Over there, on that banking over there, I've got that to go on, right? Now, I've been on these fields before, but I haven't been on with the e-trac. But look at this. This used to be the second richest abbey in England. And it was sponsored and built by King Stephen. So that's how old it is. And rumour has it, there have been a number of hammered coins. Well, I know for definite there's definitely been a gold hammered coin found inside of here by some archaeologists, because it's in the visitors centre. But the King of the Isle of Man was buried here, behind there. And if you notice up there, they're doing some structural protection work because the wall was falling down, so they put them big clamps on the protecting, stopping the wall from falling down. But this place is huge. I mean, it's massive. So you can imagine how many people it took to build these, and they had to stay somewhere, and they would have had money because they'd have been paid surely. But where I do not know, because the amount of hammered that come out of this area are bloody minimal. Right, these were taken over by the Cistercians, was it, I think? Because there's a Cistercian way going from Dalton through to this spot. And Dalton, where I live, that was the judicial centre of the world. Well, our little world in Furness. And the monks had to deal with the people in Dalton. But innit, bloody brilliant, yeah. But that used to be the fish ponds there. Now everyone says, well, why don't you go detecting in there, Dave? Well, first of all, you're not allowed, because this is like inside of that wall. Anything inside of that wall up there is protected by National Heritage. But we used to come as kids with metal detectors down here, believe it or not. We were alright, no one ever bothered us. But this was fish ponds, right, like I've said. Now, the thing with it is, what they did, they filled it all in, flattened it all out. I don't know where they got the dirt from, the soil, but they made football pitches and that on it. There's been a lot of carnivals on here. It's absolutely littered with ring poles, but there has been the odd coin, yeah, decent coins coming up, silver, a bit of silver and that coming up here, like. But them fields over there, I've got them fields over there as well, and I just can't seem to be, I can't find any hammered on these fields. None at all. Now you think that banking, now I reckon they quarried the stone as well from out of here, right? That banking there, this is why it's called the amphitheatre obviously. But that banking, it could have, all this area could have been one big hillside at once, and they quarried the stone for that. Innit? An amazing place. It is so amazing, this place. I'd love to get in there with a metal detector. I would love to get in there with a metal detector. What do you think of that? Now I should be finding hammered, the lads around our area should be finding hammered tag lag, shouldn't we? And I don't know, medieval gold rings and all bloody sorts, but we're not. Like I say, Robert the Bruce stopped here. King John stored his treasure here for a short while. Yeah, all of that rigmarole's happened here. Mental. And of course Henry VIII took all the lead off the roof, and that was the end of that. It just fell into disrepair, which is a crying shame, because it's brilliant. It amazes me how they managed to build a building like this. So folks, what do you think of that then, eh? Now that is brilliant. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting in there with a metal detector, but you get shot. Definitely get shot. It's supposed to be haunted as well. Wouldn't like to come here in the bloody dark. Stuff that for a game of soldiers. Yeah, what do they call it? The Black Monk or something. Something like that. It's haunted by the Black Monk. Yeah. And the White Lady, there's another one. Well, but the King of the Isle of Man was buried here. Robert the Bruce has been down here a few times. The monks paid him off, stop him from robbing their spot. Yeah, loads of stuff. These lot were in. These monks were well into sheep wool. They used to export wool from Peel Castle. Peel Castle's on the other end of Walning, near enough. But yeah, brilliant. I'll have to show that spot to you. Wait to see that place. Peel Castle. Bloody hell. Yeah, but the monks here, this abbey owned, oh man, absolutely acres and thousands of acres of land around here. Absolutely thousands and thousands of acres. Now people would have farmed all them because, you know, like the crops, some of the crops and that lot would, you know, they made loads of money, but apparently they never had any money. They weren't allowed to have money apparently. This order of monks, they all pleaded poverty. Yet it was the richest, one of the second richest, next to Furness Abbey, is it? Yeah. Anyway, I'll have to go now, folks. Need to get something to eat. I'll leave that behind us. What a picture that is, isn't it? Eh? Brilliant. So, hope you enjoyed that little look about. See you again, folks. Keep watching the videos.